Hello, families. Welcome back for our last reading of the Jesse Tree. I am so glad that you've joined us this Christmas for our reading of this book. I think it's been a beautiful book where we have learned so many of the stories of the Old Testament and how they each were pointing to Jesus. Throughout all of history, God's story has been pointing us to Jesus, and we've seen that through our reading of the Jesse Tree. So we're on our last reading today. Let's get started. The brightest star. Finished. Mr. Butterfield lifted the sandpaper from the star. The brightest star, he said under his breath. God's brightest star. His work was finished, and it pleased him. The wood carving flourished in the church now like a living tree, its branches crowded with animals, signs, and symbols. It was almost like a Christmas tree decked with ornaments, all rising toward the Christmas star. A year-round Christmas tree, a lifelong Christmas tree, you might almost say. He wished the boy could see it, but the boy was gone. Either his vacation had ended, or he had guessed the stories were at an end. I could have always told him the other stories, said Mr. Butterfield sadly to himself. There are so many. But there would be no more wet dogs, no more little brothers, no more ice cream or awkward questions, no more demands to tell me. Mr. Butterfield had never thought he could miss anyone so much. There again, lots of visitors came to the church, especially in the summer. Plenty of tourists, dozens of children. The thought lifted his flagging spirits. Tipping linseed oil onto a rag, he began to polish the sitting camel, Jacob's ladder, Joseph's sandals. It was only when he came to the angel, only as he oiled the outstretched arm, the little open hand, the bright smile, that he saw it. It gave his heart the oddest jolt. For there was the boy's face. Without realizing it, he must have shaped the brow, the jaw, the lips, and created a perfect likeness. Let me show you the picture. So here's the old man polishing the angel and realizing he had carved the boy's face on the angel. That boy must have really made an impact on him, coming every day to hear those stories. Yep, now that little boy's face will always be on the Jesse tree. Tell me, the mouth seemed to say, make me see. Mr. Butterfield sat down at the foot of his Jesse tree. Well, blow me down, he whispered at the glossy angel. Who would have thought it? No, now he looked at it, the mouth was not asking for a story at all, but telling one, once upon a time, to everyone who came now and stood looking with idle curiosity at the Jesse tree, wondering what stories hung ripening among its branches. This little face would speak. If only they had ears to listen. Go ahead, lad, it's your turn. Tell me, make me see, said Mr. Butterfield to the angel. I'm listening now. Here's Mr. Butterfield looking up, and he doesn't see the angel tree. He's kind of imagining the boy dancing with angels, and he's imagining the boy telling all of those stories that the old man told him. And the old man is sad that the little boy's gone, but he's also glad to know that all the people who will come and visit this church in the future, the summer tourists and things, that they will look at this Jesse tree that he carved, and they'll see this little angel up here with the little boy's face, and it will make them curious about all of these stories. And maybe they will ask the old man, or maybe they will look in God's Word to find out about all of these stories and how they point to Jesus. So now you know what a Jesse tree is. Most people have never heard of a Jesse tree as part of the Christmas tradition, but it's part of the Christmas tradition in many churches and in many families, and now you have heard it. Thank you so much for joining us. I have enjoyed sharing this with you, and I have learned a lot. I hope you have too. I love you guys. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.